So what is up, Matt Barlow fans? So I just recently reviewed Ashes of Aries, and honestly, sadly, it's one of my probably one of my more negative reviews. Not entirely negative. I just mentioned a lot that Ashes of Aries really wasn't. I just didn't have the staying power or the memorability that I would hope from somebody like Matt Barlow, which it's probably not Matt Barlow's fault. It's probably, you know, if the songs aren't a good foundation to start with, there really ain't much the singer can do, no matter how good he is. But you can definitely tell if the songs are good, if the foundation is good, then usually Matt Barlow can really shine. And Ashes of Aries just was not a good example of how Matt Barlow can shine as a vocalist. Now, I mean, with Iced Earth, about every album he did, he sounded amazing. But when he was on Crucible of Man, I mean, the music itself wasn't really that great to me, so the vocals didn't save it. So, you know, Matt Barlow couldn't shine because the music didn't shine. So, you know, when he did the Crucible of Man, I was excited that he came back for that, yada yada. You know, if you've watched my other videos, you know that I'm a big Matt Barlow guy. I always wish he'd go back to Iced Earth and stayed, but he never did. But, so, you know, he when he left Iced Earth, he did this album with the band Pyramaze. And to be honest with you, I know very little about Pyramaze. All I know is they're a power metal band, and I just briefly looked them up again. This was their third album. I kind of wish I would have looked at the year. Yeah, this thing's saying 2014, but I don't think it was 2000. I swear it was earlier than that. But so all I know is their third album. The first two, Lance King sang on, which I don't know a ton about Lance King. I do follow him on Facebook. I just, you know, he just seems like a cool guy, and I like a lot of stuff that he says, and so I follow him. But funny enough, I don't have anything on CD that has Lance King on it, so I know he had a record label there for a while and stuff, so I really only know him more through that kind of stuff than I actually do through stuff he was a part of. But yeah, so Matt Barlow, I guess, was persuaded to sing on this, but that's really all he wanted to do, was just sing on it. He didn't want to, you know, continue on with anything else with this. But all right, so here it is, you know, Pyramaze Immortal. Not the most creative title, but hey, you know what? This is power metal, and power metal isn't always reinventing the wheel. So, but I guess you can say that about a lot of other genres too, so whatever. Okay, so knowing me, I really, really loved Matt Barlow with Iced Earth, and you know, I would much rather hear him with Schaefer's guitar than anything else in the world. And I really didn't think he worked all that great with Freddie from Ashes of Aries. I just think he just got to be with the right guitarist and the right band for it to really take off. And I remember it took me a while to buy this CD, so I definitely did not buy this when it came out. I bought this several years after it came out. And, you know, when I had an open mind thinking, well, okay, just get over it, Rick, you know. He's not going back with Iced Earth, just get over it. You know, I finally listened to it with an open mind and could hear it for what it really is. And you know what? So the album starts off, okay, with just like a symphonic intro, and hey, you know what? I have a pet peeve with intros that are just there to make some noise, just to start off, you know, before the album actually starts. But this is actually okay, you know, it's symphonic, it's kind of nice to listen to. All right, cool. And then it goes into Year of the Phoenix, the first actual song. And oh my gosh, is that John Schaefer playing? Like, it seriously comes right out of the gate with like just like some John Schaefer style riffing. It's definitely got some balls to it for a power metal album. Now most of the album isn't really what I would call ballsy power metal, but it's there. It comes and it goes. But Year of the Phoenix, yeah, comes right out of the gate like, wow, this is might be pretty good. And then Matt Barlow, you know, he comes in and man, he sounds every bit as amazing and just full of, I guess, emotion, just like he was in Iced Earth. I mean, you can go back and listen to Horror Show or Something Wicked This Way Comes, and this is the same Matt Barlow, no doubt. He's got that same energy in his voice. It's just totally there, man. He's nailing it. He's killing it. And throughout this whole album, he's just killing it, just like that. The production is awesome on here. I actually like the way this sounds better than even Ashes of Ares. This to me sounds like I don't know, like a good old-fashioned recording. When I say old-fashioned, it doesn't sound like it's all overly processed and fake drums. It just sounds something a little more organic about this than what a lot of really new records sound like. But yeah, a lot of it's just, you know, a lot of keyboards, and you know, I have nothing against, you know, some symphonic keyboards and stuff like that. It really just kind of depends on how they use it. Do they use it well? That's all that matters. They use it really well here. And like a lot of power metal out there though, and this can go with any extremes in any genre, I mean, but with this kind of power metal, you can end up, you know, when it's really, really melodic like this, it can just sound like a big ball of generic melodies that never differentiate from each other. And, you know, like, but while this album can kind of fall into that a little bit, it doesn't really get boring or make you completely zone off. Like, there's just something about the delivery and the direction of this album that's just absolutely nice to listen to. It's just a nice listen. Like, sometimes it just hits you right, and this just does. Like, the musicianship, Matt Barlow's voice for sure, and there's just enough heaviness in it to keep my attention, to make it not sound like just flower metal, you know what I mean, as people like to call it. So I don't know, I think this is just a perfect mix of symphonic power metal and just heavy metal. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. The whole thing is good. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to go through here and just mention like absolute highlights, because it's, again, a lot of it's cut from the same cloth, you know what I mean? It's the same style of power metal throughout the whole album, but it's just a good, enjoyable album. That's really all I got to say about it. I really haven't. I need to check out what this band has done before with Lance King. I need to check out something with Lance King. I cannot believe I don't have anything with him on it. But I only bought this because of Barlow. So this was my introduction into Pyramaze, mainly because of Barlow. But I don't know. I'm impressed. For some odd reason, I don't listen to this a ton, and I don't know why that is. I just forget I have it sometimes. But now that I've pulled it out recently, you know, rediscovering all things Barlow and Iced Earth, and, you know, I'm just kind of like revisiting it. I'm like, wow, this is really awesome. Like, I need to listen to this more often. Like, it's definitely got a certain magic to it that definitely I'll have to just keep spinning this for sure. But I don't really have anything else really to say about it. It's just everything. This is everything I really think. I really think Ashes of Ares should be. You know, Ashes of Ares, it's like it's trying to be too technical, and it's like it's just trying to be too technical at times, and isn't really about the picture that it paints. It doesn't really paint much of a picture with Ashes of Ares, but this, oh man, like this is, yes, this 100%. I really, really would love Matt Barlow to go back to like a Pyramaze type of sound. That worked. And it's funny enough how some of this even kind of puts me in the mind of Iced Earth, but just mainly some of the heavy guitars, you know, picking, and some of the triplet sort of things that go on here and there just kind of put me on, you know, in the mind of Iced Earth. So I don't know. All I say is definitely check this out, and I will check out some more Pyramaze. And yeah, so hey, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe. I like to do these, they're just for fun, and I do one about every other day. So till next time, guys.